All right. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're viewing from. I'm Laura Thompson with TAN TV, the African American Network, where we have a local feel with a global reach. And we have a house full today. We are talking to a group of young people, a couple of young people, and we're also talking to the Youth Commission MLK Chair, Dr. Tunette Powell. So how y'all doing?
Yes, thank you. Doing well.
That is good. That is good.
Fine.
So it's tradition that I ask before we get started with the interview. I'm going to ask you first to introduce yourself and tell us who you are, what you do, why you do it, all of those good things.
Hi, I'm Tess. I am a ninth grader, and I wanted to be on the youth committee because I believe that many young kids should have a chance to see what the march is all about, and they should also have a chance to see what empowerment they can have while marching and doing all the fun activities that we have.
Wow, that's phenomenal. That's a great answer, ma'am. So next, tell us who you are, what you do, why you do it, why you serve, all those good things.
Yes. Hi, I'm Nyla Ellis. I'm a 12th grader, San Antonio native. I go to ID and Asian. I really joined this committee. I joined it kind of late, actually. And when I was met with it, I was kind of skeptical. I'm like, oh, the march, I've been in the march, like it's no biggie. But once I was exposed to the youth summit that I had no prior knowledge about, I was just so moved. I just know what way to put it. I was moved because I'm a person who's very youth-centered. Though I am still in my youth, I have counterparts. I have younger siblings, younger family members who I see are going down the wrong directions and the wrong paths. And there's not really much that I can do with just one voice alone. So just the fact that there's a collective of voices who are all interested in shifting these paths and introducing new ideals, I'm moved. I'm very moved, and I really hope to change some narratives with this march.
Wow. Well, I'm moved.
Yes.
At your responses. Those are great responses, and you all are positioning yourselves to be great examples and leaders for the youth in our community. So thank you all for stopping by and hanging out with us. And so we have the MLK Commission Youth Chair, and she's going to tell us who she is, what she does, why she does it, all of that good stuff.
Yes. I'm really humbled to be with two folks from our youth committee. It is very humbling. I am Tunette Powell. I am a San Antonio native. Very excited and humbled. Why I do it? I feel like every time I'm in a moment, every time I'm in a room with young people, I'm better because of it. And I felt like this opportunity, not just to think about MLK's legacy, but to think about how we connect that legacy with who young people are today, was just incredibly important to me. It was a responsibility that I wanted, a responsibility that I needed, and one that I just want to see our community really lift and elevate. How do we continue to center young folks and to connect that work? Because Dr. King was a young person doing this work, and that's often lost sometimes. And so to make sure we don't lose that narrative that he was a young person, and that we have a duty to make sure young people are included.
Wow. And he was like 26 years old or something like that, leading the nation. So literally. So, as young people, you're very fortunate to be working, under and being guided by Dr. Tunette Powell. I just recently, had an opportunity to meet her in person several months ago. But I would see her, she has a strong presence on social media. And so I was thinking she was much older because she's just so wise. But you all are fortunate, and we're fortunate to have you serve as the Youth Commission Chair for MLK. And so tell us a little bit about what you're doing. So this is part of your committee, correct?
Yes. And so one thing that I will say is that I'm very honored. I feel like I need to lift the name of Tyrone Darton in the room. He is the one who, you put my name forth to even be considered. And so one of the things that was very important to me when I had this opportunity, I was able to speak to the commission chair, Dr. Doshi Piper, and I said, hey, I want this to all be youth-centered. I don't want to just have a a bunch of adults, no matter how young I may think I am,
Right.
right? Like, no matter how good my ideas may seem,
Mm-hmm.
I want to make sure that it's young people's ideas that are front and center. And Dr. Piper was like, let's do it. And so knowing that that would be messy, it would be hard, it would take time, we would have to coordinate schedules in a very different way than we do with adults, she still said, let's do it. And so how we tried to do it is we've opened our arms and our hearts to any young person in San Antonio and surrounding areas, saying, if you want to be a part of this, this is not a scarcity thing where only a few of us can be a part of it. This is not a hierarchy. It's like, if you want to be involved, we have a space for you. And so the idea, Harvey Najum School was one of the first to respond when I reached out, and they have an excellent educator, Coach Cochran, who was like, absolutely, like, you can come here. So I'm at the school every other week. It's going to intensify over the next month and a half, where I'll be there some days, some weeks, every day of the week. But we have about an hour together where we really get to plan and really, really move things forward. The young people are working on budgets. They're working on what the sessions are that we're going to have at the Youth Summit. They're working on what the food is going to look like. How do we make sure that it's an inclusive event for all young people, even young children with disabilities? So all of these different things, they chose the keynote speaker and had to interview potential keynote speakers along the process. So that we have that school, and we have young people from Judson, from Wagner, from schools in the Alamo Ranch area. And we have a small group of adults as well spread out through the city who are all coming together in very interesting and dynamic ways. And so we've had some in-person, we've had some virtual. The in-persons are the best, I feel like, with the young folks. And really, it's just one of those things where the movement doesn't have to look one way. The work doesn't have to look one way. So we've really been trying to be responsive, where if you need to meet virtually, we can do that. We can all come in person. Who can give this person a ride? How do we have good food together? And how do we just continue to push the work forward? And what I really think, Laura, is that this is more than just planning the Youth Summit. I think that what
Absolutely.
we know that very well, that we weren't just tasked with the Youth Summit. We were thinking about, how do we build a movement that exists in this time and well beyond this time.
Wow. So it's phenomenally, and you all are serving at a very, critical and transitional time in our country. And you get to witness this, although you're young people, you've probably seen the shift. Mm-hmm. And so can one of you tell me, what's your role on the the youth committee?
I currently serve on a lot of different sections of the youth committee. I'm currently working on the basketball. Am I allowed to?
Yeah, you can give us. Go ahead.
some little peekaboos.
Secret. No.
I'm actually on the basketball organization process. Okay. I'm on the logistics team and like the whole, budgeting, not budgeting more so, but like the planning, the background, the main event kind of thing. And most importantly, I'm on the workshops in mental health and entrepreneurship, just workshops and education in general. I'm on that organization sector as well. I just want to touch back on what Dr. Powell said a while ago, how we are not just only working on this youth summit. Like, I know that the MLK March consists of many things, and the youth summit is something small because not even me, San Antonio native, knew about it. But we're not only working on this summit, we are working on this summit. I don't want to just limit it and give us a restrictive adjective when talking about it, because I feel like this is more than the youth summit. This is the start of change. This is the start of hands-on change. This is the start of a transition that we're going to see in present time. And like I said earlier, I feel like it would shift narratives more so, but I don't want to venture off topic. My job is to go out. I'm accompanied by another young adult. I don't know his name. Excuse me, I'm sorry. That's okay. But I'm accompanied by him, and he is great. He's amazing. Eric?
Yeah.
Eric?
Yep.
Yeah, Eric.
Yep.
Is amazing. He's working alongside of us. We're currently working on Google Docs, trying to find workshops to come to the youth and to influence the youth. We know that it's going to be hard. It's going to be a little task to get kids to venture off from all of the amazing activities we're going to have going around, to come learn about mental health and come learn about how to be a leader and come learn about how to deal with emotions. I know it's going to be hard, but we're working on some ways and some tactics to kind of like pull our youth and engage our youth with some of the things that they like. Speaking on that, I'm also working on a poetry or like a literacy competition, because I feel like everybody likes rap. Everybody likes Young Boy. Everybody likes Dirk. Everybody likes all the good stuff. So I feel like poetry is just rap, slow down. So I feel like that's a way to communicate and influence my youth. So that's just something I'm working on. And before I transition to my mentee, actually, I am her mentor. So before I give it and pass it off to her, I just want to date back on what Dr. Powell said about how she feels like when she's in the room with us, she feels better or something like that. I just want to say that I'm honored, like, to even the fact that I was introduced to her. Like, she's more than just our leader, and she's more than just a strong figure on this project. Like, she has been a strong influence and a strong source of empowerment just to me in a short amount of time. And I'm just so grateful and I'm so honored to have her kind of like along with me on this journey, and hopefully throughout life and my career.
Wow. And she's walked the same path. And so she knows from not only her education and background, but firsthand, what it takes, because she's fought to get there as well, and she's continuing to climb. And so she's a great mentor and leader and guide, and a great chair, probably the perfect chair to lead youth. And so you all, should be honored to serve. It's a great opportunity. It's going to be a great experience for you. You're going to learn a lot. And, you talked about, some of the other kids might not want to come and hear some of the information about those topics. Those kids are going through, some of the same things that you're going through and all of us go through in life. And so, I predict that you all are going to have a great, great turnout for everything that you do. This is the first time that I've seen the Youth Commission Committee led by young people. And so, I'm a big proponent of young people. I think that it's important that we pass the torch, and because instinctively what to do. Mm-hmm. You just need the guidance and, to have somebody with the wisdom and the experience to just help you lead the way. And a lot of times you don't get that opportunity. So this is a great opportunity for you. So, tell us a little bit about what you're going to be doing.
So for the MLK Youth Summit, I will be going with the food programs, mainly because I am a big food lover. And I will also be doing the mental aspect and the outside sports aspect, because I am also a big lover of sports. As a track runner, I like the relays that we're going to be having. And for the food trucks, there's going to be a lot of flavorful things talking about, while we're talking about mental health, I feel like young kids should have a space so they can get what they're feeling out. I want them to have a safe space, because I know from past situations that when I went that safe space, that many people were there for me when I needed that. And I am thankful and honored to be in the same space as my mentor working outside of her and Miss Tunette Powell, because these two people are I just met, I've always known Nyla, but knowing Miss Powell, she's been a great figure in my life. She's she's like a mother to me. And I just really love that about her.
Wow. I've worked with young people since the 90s, since the 1900s.
That's how my kids talk. It's so disrespectful.
And so, I really, have seen young people rise to the occasion. A lot of people will say, oh my God, they're so smart. Of course they are. But what I like about, working with young people and what Dr. Powell is doing is allowing you to have a voice, and enabling you you can enable somebody in the wrong way, where it's disabling to them, or you can enable somebody in the right way where it's, it helps them grow. And so that's what I see in both of y'all, and you had those gifts, when you came to the table, Dr. Powell brought them out. and helped you, but you were born with those gifts, so never, forget that you're unique, that you're different, you're not like everybody else, but you're great anyway, despite what people might believe about young people. Mm-hmm. And so I commend y'all for the work that you're doing. I look forward to coming to hang out with you. I know there's a space where adults are not allowed. I'm going to try to sneak in anyway. No, but you have a safe space for young people, to express themselves. And I think that's great. And I'll come and hang out with some of the adult stuff that you allow the adults to come in to participate in.
Absolutely.
More than welcome.
Yeah. Welcome. And like Tess said, we're going to have a lot of great food. We've tried to think about inclusion across everything. So if you said, "Ooh, I'm eating healthy these days," show up. We got food for you. Right. If you say, "It's my cheat day," show up. We got food for you. Right. Yeah.
And I can tell when somebody says something about food, you lit up.
Oh, right? Yes.
We've been really, listen, we've been in this food scene.
Right. As a person that's not even from here, I feel like I have to find my certain spots of food because different people have different flavor patterns. And as a person from New Orleans, like that's, you got to find the food that's like real good unless you got to go home and make it your own self. So
right. Everybody's good is not good.
Right.
Because I was saying, is this what y'all were talking about?
And they be saying it's so good too.
Right. But it's been fun, having a conversation with y'all. I'm glad I had an opportunity to talk to you. And I celebrate y'all and commend you for the work that you're doing and wish you all the best in your meetings and your Zoom calls and your organizing and planning. You're learning a lot of different skills by participating on this committee. Mm-hmm. So, Dr. Powell, do you have any final words?
Yeah, just thank you for kicking with us. I didn't think I was going to get emotional on here. I'm like, oh my gosh, no, this has been the opportunity of a lifetime for me. And the young people, they asked me, they thought this was my regular day job.
Right.
I tell people all the time, this is a volunteer role. And even though it is the opportunity of a lifetime for me, because to me, this is what matters most. Is that we have opportunities to continue to pass that torch, to continue the legacy, and to continue to disrupt, right? Like in spaces, to make sure that we are, not just turning away from the problems that exist, but that we are saying, come to this place where we can talk about the problems, we can get well, we can, feed our souls, we can feed our minds, and we can feed our bodies. And so that's really the energy for the Youth Summit. And I'm just happy that I get to follow your lead. So that's how I feel. I feel like I'm following their lead.
Wow. So you're not from San Antonio. How long have you been here?
I've been here for the past 7-8 years.
Oh, okay. So you almost a native.
I still want to
couldn't
go
be
back.
more than.
I want to go back home though.
Right. You ready to go back home?
Yes.
Bring Louisiana here.
That's
we
right.
Need you.
That's right.
We need your culinary skills.
That's my mama. My mama know how to cook some real good food.
Okay.
That's what you told me the first time we went to eat somewhere. You're like, I eat at home. My mama, yeah. No, but I think, what I always say to young people, and I've lived in different places, wherever you are in that moment is where you're supposed to be. That there is something that God is using you for in this moment, in this time, and it's not on accident. And so just take that all in, that wherever you are is where you're supposed to be.
Right.
From the touch
Don't try to run.
Speaking of run,
don't try to run back to the bus.
He just had me come out here just to build my track
Because
career. Because I probably would have never started track if it wasn't for me coming out here. Yeah. I'm the track captain, and I'm a 100 and 200 beast.
Let's go.
No better than that.
Yes, ma'am.
No better.
Listen, yeah, trust it. I have been in some situations where I'm like, I just want to go home, and God was like, my timing is so perfect. Mm-hmm. So trust that.
So she ran into y'all. Hey.
Yeah. I like that. Thank you for having us.
All right. Thanks for hanging out with us for a little bit and talking about the MLK Commission Youth Committee. Mm-hmm. These are some great committee members and a great committee leader, a chair. So thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.